Spyderco Stretch 2, Brown G10, lockback, ZDP-189 blade steel. This is a discontinued knife from last year from Seki City, Japan. They are still available. Blade HQ for $209, Amazon $198. It shows 13 different sellers. Blade Ops $199. You can keep looking. I didn't go that much farther. ZDP-189 is a Hitachi steel. The samples that I saw online in the database are running between 63 through 66. It is an ultra high carbon steel, 3%, chromium 20%. I found the story of this knife intriguing. I always heard it was about, built on a hunting platform. Sal did it, and that's what it talks about on Spyderco's website. You go to Blade HQ and it talks about, the blade was kept at a certain size for a sports suit and a suit at work, and he wanted the high performance outdoor knife that cuts wood, rope, anything encountered in the wild, which may be true, but the knife was originally designed and it evolved from feedback from hunters. This is a folding hunting knife with a drop point blade. The way that blade sweeps up, it's for skinning, cutting, get into a body cavity. And they chose ZDP-189 just because of, this is up there. It's it's up there in the S110V, S90V realm, if not higher. This is Hitachi's version of just an ultra, long edge retention stainless steel. I don't know how true this is. I have heard things the way they form this. It is a particle metallurgy steel. That something happens in the process in the heat treat that the chromium, even though it's 20%, causes the steel to get very hard, but it drops the stainless of the steel. You'd have to look into it and read about it a little bit more. So what I'm basically saying is, even though it's got 20%, it changes during the heat treat. The chemistry changes, and it's not as stain resistant as, say, M390 and CTS204P at around 19 or 20% also. But it is a harder steel. It does cut longer. The performance of it is higher. The knife is very slim. It's like the Code 4, that style of knife where if you look, it's really slim in pocket, and like most of those other knives, it's tall this way. So in the hand, it's really a comfortable blade. It does have the forward choil, and it's big, it's larger. And if you look at the angle, it's actually angled back. There's a lot of ergonomics that have gone into this blade, thought process. Just a stout, heavy-duty built, robust folder. I can't recommend this enough to still try to pick one of these up in this G10, because they're going to be gone. This is it. I've read that Sal talks about, because of the yen and just the production costs, the G10s are going away in Seki City. You're not going to be getting, you'll be getting lightweights. But the Police 4 isn't discontinued yet, but I would look for even that, because the Police 4 is there as a lightweight version now that they are going to put K390 in, so I don't know how much longer that G10 version is going to be around. I'll do a size comparison. The Para 3 and the Paramilitary 2. With most of these knives that you see in these videos, I did buy two of ones like this where they were discontinued. You know, one is a user, one is I'm keeping for whatever reason. I don't know, you know, it's the addiction that we have. It's just a cool blade. You know, and ZDP-189, from what I've been finding, is it's a little harder for me to sharpen, but it holds an edge for a long, long time. You know, look at the construction, the way that backspacer just melts in, you know, to the liners. It's just a beautiful work that they've done. It is a 4-position pocket clip, right hand, left hand, tip up, tip down, the integrated lanyard hole. You can see the skeletonized liners inside. You know, typical, you put your finger up, you know, give it a shake. The action on this is brand new out of the box. I mean, I haven't even messed with it, and if you are into spider flicking, you can't flick it. You know, my finger is a little stronger. You know, I use my hands every day. I don't know if it is a lot stiffer, obviously, because it's a lockback than most knives, so I just don't want you getting it and thinking I steered you wrong. But, you know, it's not designed for that. It is, you know, it's a sweep. Perfect action. And the one I use has had no issues at all. No forward or side to side blade play. Everything's, you know, cut out well. Look at it in the lock here. It's just ergonomic dream. So I can't recommend this highly enough to get one, but, you know, they're still out there. This is going to be a classic. The Spyderco Stretch 2 Brown G10 with ZDP 189 steel.